Hello my friends and welcome back to another episode of Flutter Explained. Today we want to talk about how we can finish that view on the right side. If you are staying with me from the part 1 already, you know what it is all about. And if you are not, today we are talking about neumorphic design, how we can create a YouTube player out of it, and let's get started. First episode we finished up the buttons on the bottom, so we finished that already, and now we are going further and creating the text, and we give it the YouTube player and also some text down here with the neumorphic design. I will do the first stuff a bit faster because I want to create a column with some text inside, and I think we already did that a lot, so I will just go over that quickly, so speed up for you guys. So, if you not noticed it, I used the first time here a divider, and a divider gives us the possibility to have a line in between of different elements. So in that case, we get that nice little line up there. So for that, you can use the divider, you can set the thickness, the height, even the other stuff like end indent and indent. So you can try a bit around with that, so to make it narrow or more bright or whatever you like. And what we can try is make the end indent like let's give it an 8, and the same for the indent. And then we will see that the line is narrower, so it's getting pushed into another. What we can do is make that a 20. I think that looks pretty nice. Now the only thing is I want to also give that a padding. Now I finish up the rest, sorry. So we finished up the text widgets and the dividers, and now what I want to do is creating some widgets out of that stuff, because you can see it's getting all cluttered inside of one big class, and I think that is very hard to read. So as always, we create some packages, call it widgets, and I also speed up that one. So the next step, we have now finished up the text, and as you can see we have also down here the row. What is missing is the YouTube player. So where do we get that one from? My favorite page, as you know, is pub.dev, and with that we have also the option to just search for a YouTube player. And if I do so, we get several examples, and I think here's the community very divided which one is the best one. It's also interesting what is everything implemented. There's a Flutter YouTube, and all of them has also very high score. But I will just keep for now the first one because it has a very high version number. It's not really sophisticated, that analyzes, but I really like that, and it has a lot of likes, so I think that is exactly what we can use. The only disadvantage is here there is no web support for now. I don't know if the other one has it. No, unfortunately not. And I can see it's also the same publisher. That is interesting. So maybe the one is just for Dart and the other one was intentionally for Flutter, or he searched more for that. But we can see it has a score of 98, which is very nice. So you can see it is just the popularity that is a bit missing. And we can import that dependency, of course. So we go into our Android Studio in our pubspec.yaml. And as we already know, we add the dependency and make packages.get. So if we read the documentation, we can find this YouTube player class where we define a YouTube player controller. And there we have to set the ID of a YouTube video and some flags, like for example, autoplay or mute. And then inside of our widget tree, we can use that controller and also some video progress and everything to use all of that. What you also can do in later parts is we can use that controller to, for example, start a video. So for that, I will pick out all of these code for now. Go to our home screen. So here we add the YouTube player. We import the whole stuff. For now, I just put that up here with the controller. And we get an error because add listener is not a method. Try to call add listener. So we have to read what exactly happens. Yeah, the parameter controller is required, and we have a controller, of course. And as you see, we have already the video in place, which is awesome. The only question is now, why do we get everything twice? I just restart for now. What we can do in the meantime is we can figure out a good initial video idea. And if we go to YouTube and to my favorite channel, and I have to say it's my own, sorry guys. So if I go to my channel and I search for any video that you can see here, then we just go to the video, and up here you find, whoops, myself, and down here you have already the ID that we need. So if I close that one and we go here, we can copy the video ID inside here. And if we now look into our simulator, what happens here? I don't want to play that video right now. Maybe there is an autoplay. Yeah, sure. Okay, maybe that's the reason. So we make that to false right now, and mute sounds like a good plan. We hot reload, and you can see our video is there. So now we can use that. And you can see it's also a different video because it's from yesterday. So I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you have time right now, please give me a like button. That would be amazing. It's a lot of support. Thank you guys. Next step, we want to push that out a bit because we want to have space. Or what we actually can do is we could also put that in a container, of a clay container. Let's try that. So make a clay container for that. And give it a child, and we give that even a color that we give the base color. We get also that nice little shadow. It looks not that so hard, but it is there. That's a good thing. And also what we need is a little bit of padding, symmetric, and say vertically it should be 30 and horizontally it should be 10. We have two more lines here. One that I will create quickly because it is just, again, some text that we can easily create. And after that, we have the social buttons. Okay, so I speed up again. Till later. So we now managed to have that statistic part. And before I go on with the social media buttons, I just want to talk about the bottom row widget. And as we remember, we have here the different buttons, 4 of them, sorry. And if you press the red button, I just want to play right now this YouTube video. So how can we do that? Well, we go inside of the bottom row widget that we created. And inside here, we have the different buttons, right? Actually, they are no buttons, right? If we take a look into here, they are just visualization, right? They look beautiful, but they don't do so much. So what I would like, where's that button anyway? Fascinating, they are part of home. That's bad. I would like to have that red button for now, just this button. And what I want to do is I want to wrap that in a gesture detector. And with that, we can identify if a user, for example, tapped on the button. Whenever this happens, we want to have a void callback, so we don't return anything. And if we print now something like hello world, we can see inside of our console. With F2, you can jump to the next error inside of your file. So, and if I click now on the red button, we can see hello world. What helps us that with? Because the problem is our home screen contains the information about the, about the YouTube player and the controller, but actually our button row widget contains the logic about the click of the button. So what we can do is, instead of just using that method here and do everything here, we can create a variable called onTap. I just take it the same name in that case because it comes from the gesture detector and exactly is that. And we can have here a final function, and it is nothing, it is void. So we have to create a constructor for it. Now we can't make that a const. As you see now, we can create that onTap method inside of home screen and have to pass it down. So let's do that. So we go into our bottom row, say on tab, create our void callback that then goes into here. And from here it goes into the gesture detector. So we have full control about that button click. And in home screen, we can now say _controller.play. And with that, we can use all the other nice functions that this YouTube player gives us, like remove listener, set volume, we can even say reset, and so on and so forth. And all of these methods can be toggled by us with these nice little buttons down here. For now, if I press the button here, we get the controller is not ready for method calls. So I assume that happens because that thingamajiggy here is immutable, but we want to set the state. So whenever we clicked on it, we want to start something. And I'm pretty sure that only happens if we execute set state. So what we can do is we wrap all of that in set state and try it again. And voila, you can see we start up my video. Amazing. So you can use that for all videos that you want. And what you can also implement is these action buttons. Also, you can implement something like a search so that when you search for a video, you almost get your results back and can make them visible. That is pretty good. But now to our last. All right, guys, we did it. We nearly are there. And the only thing that is missing are the social buttons. We will find them tomorrow in the next episode. So stay tuned. On the right side, you find the subscribe button. And on top of me, you have the 2 videos that you will like. And if you have any comments to the whole series, please leave it down in the comments below so that I know and I can make a much better job for you guys. And thank you for watching and see ya next time. See ya, guys.